Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Dwyane Wade, inspired by daughter, unveils new transgender youth support community. NBA great Dwyane Wade was back in South Florida on Thursday to do battle again. The Hall of Famer spent more than 14 seasons as a guard for the Miami Heat, winning 3 championships, having Miami-Dade County nicknamed Wade County, and he still leads the franchise in everything from points and rebounds to personal fouls. But the fight he outlined Thursday at the Elevate Prize Foundation's Make Good Famous Summit, after receiving the nonprofit's Elevate Prize Catalyst Award, may be the most personal of all. "We've done so many great things here, so it wasn't easy to leave," Wade told the Associated Press in an interview before the award ceremony. "But the community wasn't here for Zaya, so the community wasn't here for us." Wade's daughter, Zaya, who turned 17 next week, came out as transgender in 2020 in the midst of anti-trans legislation in Florida and other states that prompted many trans adults to flee the state. The Wade family sold their Florida home last year and moved to California. In accepting the award, Wade shared it with Zaya and credited her with inspiring the creation of Translatable, a new online community designed to support transgender children and their families. The question was presented to her as, "If you have one thing that you want to see change in this community, what would it be?" Wade recalled. "And, for her, it goes right to parents. It goes right to the adults. It goes right to us. It's not the kids. It's us." And so she wanted to create a space that felt safe for parents and their kids. That's what Translatable is, and it's her baby. Wade hopes Translatable, which is funded by the Wade Family Foundation, will provide a community to support growth, mental health, and well-being, and that this space ignites more conversations leading to greater understanding and acceptance. He said he will use the $250,000 in unrestricted funding that comes with the Elevate Prize Catalyst Award for Translatable. Elevate Prize Foundation CEO Carolina Garcia-Jairam said that after hearing Wade's plans, her nonprofit made a separate additional donation to Translatable, which was built with support from the Human Rights Campaign and the Trevor Project. "Dwyane Wade and what he represents speaks to the ethos of the whole foundation," Jairam told the AP. "He is such a hero in the sports universe and even beyond basketball. He's been in the social justice space almost since the very beginning of his NBA career, and most people don't know that." Jairam said that Wade felt empowered when Zaya came out as transgender in 2020, and it was so deeply inspirational to us that we were just dying to be a part of what he's building. The Elevate Prize Catalyst Award helps its winners, who have included actors Matt Damon and Michael J. Fox and Nobel Peace Prize winner Malala Yousafzai, to amplify their philanthropic work by using the foundation's resources and connections to inspire more donors and supporters. Wade said his support of trans rights is a natural extension of being a parent and talked about how much he enjoys learning from Zaya in hours-long discussions at home. Jairam said she was struck by Wade's devotion as a parent, but also commended his decision to launch Translatable in Florida, a place where many might feel a sense of exclusion. "We understand that in this state that not everyone thinks the way some others think," Wade said. "Like most things in life, once you get to know them, you have more ability to be understanding. And so if you don't want to know them, then you stay ignorant in a sense." Comedian and Everything's Trash actress Phoebe Robinson, who interviewed Wade as part of the summit, said that she admired Wade for being outspoken on numerous issues. "In a time when people are so worried about saying anything because they are only thinking about their bottom line, I think the fact that he's thinking about humanity first is amazing, really stressing the importance of connection and community to help protect people and help them grow and just blossom," Robinson said. Alexander Roque, executive director of the Ali Forney Center, which helps homeless LGBTQ+ youth, said Translatable comes at a critical time for transgender youth, with more than 500 pieces of anti-LGBTQ legislation introduced this year. NBA rumors, Jimmy Butler's likely Heat status amid 76ers reunion buzz. If there is one aspect of the Miami Heat's offseason that seems to be in question, it would have to be the situation regarding their main star in Jimmy Butler. As the two sides continue to go through possibilities of a contract extension, there are also rumors and more likely speculation of a possible reunion with the Philadelphia 76ers if Butler were to be traded. However, those conversations could be dead in the water according to a report from Yahoo Sports' Jake Fisher, who wrote a piece covering the different stars that could find a new home in Philadelphia alongside Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. He would mention Butler as he still shares a close relationship with Embiid since their time with the 76ers, but he expressed that league executives are of the mind that Butler stays a member of the Heat. A far murkier dynamic is that of Jimmy Butler, who's extension eligible in Miami, Fisher wrote. The Sixers, of course, have been in the Butler business before. He and Embiid maintained a close relationship, and Butler may have been the all-star whom Daryl Morey most often attempted to acquire in Houston, sources said. At this juncture, however, league executives are of the mind Butler will most likely remain with the Heat. The conversations of a possible split between Butler and Miami started when it was reported by Anthony Chang of the Miami Herald that the star is seeking a new extension that is 2 years worth $113 million. It was later amplified when Heat president Pat Riley held his end-of-season press conference and was non-committal in obliging the 34-year-old if he were to request a contract extension. "Well, we don't have to do that for a year, and so we have not discussed that internally right now, but we have to look at that and then making that kind of commitment," Riley said. "Okay. And when do we do it?" "We don't have to do it until 25 actually, but we'll see. We haven't made a decision on it. And we really haven't in earnest discussed it. So we'll see what happens." One would think it is an easy decision to give Butler all the money he wants since he brought the Heat to 2 NBA Finals appearances and an immense amount of success, but player availability has been worrying. He played in 60 games last season, for less than the year prior, as Riley expressed that they would have to ponder in committing those kinds of resources unless they can play every single night. "Well, if you request we can either accept or we can say we're going to think about it," Riley said. "We've not made a decision on it, and I think you can make too much out of this. You still got 2 years left on the contract. Theoretically, he's got a player option. But that's something that we have to give some real thought to based on a lot of factors. I don't want to go through the litany of factors right now because they all go up into different hypotheticals, but yeah, that's a big decision on our part to commit those kinds of resources unless you're somebody who's really going to be there and available every single night, that's the truth." Hawks all-star point guard named a realistic trade target for Heat. On the one hand, Young will certainly fetch more in return while Murray gives the Hawks a bigger, better defensive point guard to build around. On the other hand, a talent like Ice Trae doesn't come around too often. If you ask me, which nobody has, this isn't even a conversation. At 22 years old, Trae Young scored the most points in a conference finals debut, racking up 48 points to go along with 7 rebounds and 11 assists against the Bucks a few years ago. Not convinced? Well, he also ranks second to LeBron James, scoring the most points in a series win by a player 22 years old or younger. James scored 213 in the 2006 series against the Washington Wizards, while Young scored 203 points against the 76ers in 2021. A guy taking the NBA by storm named Anthony Edwards comes in behind Young, as he dropped 194 points against the Nuggets. Everyone is ready to crown Ant-Man the next face of the NBA, and it's Trae Young who is ahead of him in the record books. To me, it's not even a question of who to build around. The Hawks will certainly have a market for Dejounte Murray, and Bleacher Report believes he's a realistic trade target for the Heat. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Dejounte Murray? Leave your opinion in the comments.